have the power. We decide what's hot. If we don't go, nobody goes. If we don't support, nobody supports.
Sean Diddy Combs, the music mogul, is now facing a harsh reality that could break even the toughest person. Recently, his emotional reaction to receiving a life sentence has gone viral, leaving fans and followers stunned. What does this mean for the legacy of one of music's most influential icons? In this video, we'll explore Diddy's shocking reaction to a life sentence, Diddy's arrest. In November 2023, the entertainment world was shocked by one of the most important human trafficking cases ever revealed. Cassie Ventura, who had once been in a relationship with music mogul Diddy, made serious claims against him. She said that Diddy had been involved in human trafficking and sexual assault. These revelations started a chain of events, uncovering a troubling set of problems that no one expected. Since then, Diddy and his legal team have been working hard to handle the situation, but things have not been going as smoothly as they hoped. Despite their efforts, the controversy keeps growing, and the public's focus remains strongly on the case. On the night of September 16, 2024, music boss Sean P. Diddy Combs found himself in jail at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City. His arrest came after a grand jury brought serious charges, marking a big turn in a case that had been developing for months. The charges came from a raid on his fancy mansion earlier in the year, an event that first brought the shocking claims against him to the public. When the accusations against Diddy came out in 2023, many people thought they would be quickly dropped, mostly because of his great power and control over the music business. However, as time went on, more and more victims came forward, which only added to the case and turned it into a full federal investigation. The rap boss now faces a 3-count charge, which includes accusations of racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking with the plan to engage in prostitution. But these charges are just the beginning of the investigation. Underneath the surface, there were serious charges including kidnapping, arson, bribery, forced labor, and obstruction of justice, among other crimes. What initially seemed like a case of sexual abuse turned out to be much more. According to William S. Walker, the Homeland Security Special Agent overseeing the investigation, he stated, "Today, we break down any false belief that someone is above the law, as we expose the defendant's alleged history of manipulation, exploitation, and brutal mistreatment. Let there be no mistake. We are here today only because of the incredible strength of the victims and witnesses who have already endured unimaginable suffering. I commend their bravery." Although Diddy has not been officially convicted, the agent's statement suggests that overwhelming evidence has been uncovered against the music mogul, and it seems inevitable that justice will be served soon. The legal battle against him began thanks to the bold actions of Cassie Ventura and Lil Rod, who, despite facing threats to their careers, bravely filed lawsuits. Since these allegations came to light, more victims have found the courage to speak up about their own experiences. This could be a crucial step toward revealing the darker secrets hidden within the industry. Could these charges bring an end to Diddy's empire, or is there still a chance for his legal team to turn things around? What strategies will his defense team use to fight against the overwhelming evidence? Let's explore the tactics his lawyers are getting ready for in this intense legal battle. Diddy's lawyers attempt to save him. Diddy's legal team is being led by Mark Agnifilo, a lawyer who has been working hard to secure an innocent decision for his client. However, his efforts have raised some questions about how effective they are. One of Agnifilo's main points in Diddy's defense is that the government is targeting him just because he is a successful black businessman. The charges against Diddy go back to 2008, meaning he's been accused of crimes over 15 years, during which he allegedly got away with them. Agnifilo argues that ever since Diddy started building his business and achieving success, the government has been trying to find ways to bring him down, but hasn't succeeded. According to Agnifilo, Diddy has always paid his taxes, helped his community, and followed the law. But when the authorities couldn't find anything wrong with his business dealings, they started focusing on his personal life. In a documentary shown by TMZ called TMZ Presents, The Downfall of Diddy, Agnifilo said that the government's case is an attempt to bring down a successful black man. He argued that Diddy is being unfairly picked out. The legal team is getting ready to present their case in front of a district court judge. Interestingly, this defense strategy is similar to the arguments made by supporters of R. Kelly when he was accused of trafficking and sexual abuse. R. Kelly's fans said he was being targeted just because of his race. However, despite those claims of innocence, R. Kelly was convicted based on strong evidence and sentenced to 30 years in prison. His supporters continued to defend him, even as shocking details came to light, including the testimony from his daughter, who accused him of abusing her during her childhood. This testimony was a key moment in the case, and since then, discussions about R. Kelly's race have faded. Now, in Diddy's case, his lawyer is also trying to use race as a defense strategy, saying that if Diddy weren't a celebrity, the government wouldn't be so involved in his private life. Agnifilo has pointed to the ongoing investigation into Diddy's encounters, which he says were all agreed upon. He argued that these were just adults engaging in consensual activities, and that society should not be too quick to judge. He further said that the fact that some of those involved, including Diddy, needed medical help afterward because of the drugs they took and the intensity of the activities should not be held against them. However, it's important to note that many of the women involved in this case were allegedly given drinks with them without their consent. Some who did use were forced into doing so. Given the details of their complaints, it seems that many of them had little or no choice in the matter. In Cassie Ventura's lawsuit, she describes how her relationship with Diddy began under troubling circumstances. She says he tricked her into attending a yacht party by telling her she was invited to perform at an event. Once there, things took a disturbing turn. Diddy offered her pills, which she later learned were ecstasy. Feeling unable to refuse, especially since it came from her boss and she was stuck on a yacht in the middle of the ocean, Cassie took them. But that wasn't all. Diddy made sure she stayed high throughout the entire weekend. During this time, when she was no longer in control of her faculties, he took advantage of her. As their relationship continued, Cassie claims that Diddy went even further. She says there were times when he would bring male prostitutes to engage with her, and he would record these encounters without her consent. Cassie was made to participate in these acts while under the influence, and when she was sober, Diddy would randomly show her the recordings to remind her that he held power over her. Amidst all of this, Cassie claims she had to receive IV drips to recover after these degrading encounters. She says that the world witnessed her needing these treatments, which were linked to the strenuous and unhealthy activities Diddy made her endure. This claim lines up with what Diddy's lawyer, Agnifilo, has argued. Diddy needed IV transfusions after. Agnifilo, however, argues that the government is overstepping by focusing on Diddy's personal life, claiming that what Diddy does in the privacy of his bedroom is nobody's business. He suggests that the accusations of freak-offs are simply modern-day interpretations of what used to be called threesomes back in the 70s. The lawyer is saying that the prosecutor is unfairly portraying Diddy as a villain, making him seem much worse than he is. In the same documentary, Agnifilo also mentioned that the accusations against Diddy began because of his relationship with Cassie Ventura, which became messy due to both of them cheating on each other. When asked about the video of Diddy allegedly hitting Cassie, who claimed in her lawsuit that he physically hurt her, Agnifilo argued that both of them had issues in their relationship because they both cheated. Essentially, he suggests that the physical abuse Cassie experienced from Diddy was a result of their unhealthy, abusive relationship, implying that it was somehow bound to happen. Agnifilo also seems to be planning to fight Cassie's claims by bringing up her use while she was with Diddy, probably trying to suggest that her testimony might not be trustworthy because she wasn't sober throughout the relationship. However, Agnifilo's argument seems inconsistent. He's saying that Diddy is being wrongly portrayed as a monster, while at the same time, he's trying to downplay Cassie's experience by focusing on her alleged cheating. But when we look at Cassie's lawsuit, she describes an incident in March 2016 in a hotel lobby. She says that she was trying to leave when a violent argument happened, and just as she was about to escape, Diddy caught her, kicked her several times in the ribs, and dragged her back to the room while he was only wearing a towel. Agnifilo also claimed to have spoken with about 12 men who were supposedly involved in encounters with Cassie and Diddy. He says he asked them if anyone seemed uncomfortable with the situation, and they all denied it, saying that everyone was willing and no one was too drunk or high to participate. It seems like Agnifilo is trying to turn the case into a fight between Cassie's version of events and the testimonies of men who were supposedly paid by Diddy to have with her when she was under the influence. But this could be a tough angle to take, especially since both Cassie and another person, Lil Rod, have matching testimonies in their lawsuits. They both claim that Diddy paid them to have sex with them while they were high, which raises concerns for the defense. If Diddy loses this case, the results could be disastrous for him, as it could permanently damage his reputation and career. But how does this get reduced to an act of revenge for Cassie's cheating? Let's find out. Diddy current steps. Since Diddy was arrested in September, he has been held at the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, a prison known for housing well-known inmates like R. Kelly and Sam Bankman-Fried, the billionaire convicted of financial fraud. Despite its reputation for containing famous criminals, MDC is far from a normal federal prison. According to reports, the facility suffers from poor air circulation, which causes inmates to experience extreme weather conditions. In the winter, it gets unbearably cold, and in the summer, it becomes extremely hot. This constant change between very hot and very cold temperatures is likely to stir up strong emotions among the prisoners, with anger being one of the most common. Unfortunately, this frustration often leads to violence, and the inmates tend to take it out on each other. For years, judges have been hesitant about sending criminals to this particular facility. With a population of around 1,200 inmates, the overcrowded conditions and lack of basic comforts make it only a matter of time before the prisoners' anger starts to affect the prison staff too. Besides the uncomfortable temperature changes, another major complaint is the food. The meals are plain and lack nutritional value, making it hard for anyone, including Diddy, to adjust. Diddy, like all other inmates, is served basic meals that are far from fancy. Every morning, he gets cereal, fruit, and a breakfast cake. On Sundays, he's given oatmeal and toast, and on weekends, he can enjoy a cup of coffee. Lunch is served by 11 a.m., and it usually consists of hamburgers, baked fish, or beef tacos. On weekends, he's treated to scrambled eggs and biscuits, which, for a prison, is a somewhat varied menu. Dinner is served after the 4 p.m. head count, with options like pasta, fajitas, and roasted chicken. If he prefers a vegetarian option, he can choose lentils and tofu. The prison claims that it serves healthy meals, and while the food may be balanced, it's far from a luxurious dining experience. Despite these tough conditions, Diddy's lawyer insists that the rap mogul is being treated the same as all the other detainees while he waits for his trial. However, Diddy is being housed in a special section of the prison reserved for well-known inmates, and he shares a cell with Sam Bankman-Fried. It's unclear what other special treatment Diddy might be expecting, especially since the food isn't up to his standards. But he does have the option to buy items from the commissary, using funds deposited by family and friends into his prison account. This allows him to make purchases to improve his experience. Much of the talk about Diddy's treatment seems to stem from the fact that 2 federal judges denied him bail, which has added to the perception of unfair treatment. However, for now, Diddy seems to be enduring the same conditions as the other inmates, despite his high status. Diddy's bail denial. After Diddy was arrested on September 16, 2024, his lawyer filed a request for him to be released on bail while they awaited trial. They proposed a bail amount of $50 million, much higher than the original $2 million set for his release. However, the court quickly rejected the offer. Undeterred, they tried again on September 18, 2024, but U.S. District Judge Andrew Carter Jr. also denied the second request. The judge explained that the prosecutors had presented strong reasons why Diddy should not be granted bail. They argued that, if released, Diddy might intimidate witnesses or even attempt to flee. Prosecutors feared that witnesses would be too scared to come forward or might be afraid to go about their daily lives if Diddy were allowed back on the streets. In cases like this, witness intimidation can severely disrupt the legal process, hurting both victims and prosecutors' efforts. The prosecutors pointed out that before his arrest, Diddy had made numerous calls, 128 to be exact, to one of the witnesses, which raised concerns about his intentions. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, countered that simply calling a witness multiple times didn't prove any wrongdoing, and he argued there was a mistake in the legal paperwork that led to the denial of bail, suggesting they deserved another chance. Agnifilo also claimed that Diddy would suffer while in jail, as he wouldn't have access to the same comforts and opportunities as he would on the outside. The lawyer also noted that the timeline for the trial and the presentation of evidence would be determined by the court, not Diddy, and that he wouldn't be out for long if granted bail. Despite these arguments, the court rejected the bail request again. Diddy's legal team wasn't ready to give up, however, and decided to wait until the judge overseeing the case was changed. When Judge Aaron Subramanian took over, Diddy's team submitted a third bail request. This time, they offered $50 million in cash, as well as his mansion and his mother's house as collateral. To further address concerns, they also suggested that Diddy wear a GPS monitor at all times. When prosecutors raised concerns that Diddy's private jet made him a flight risk, Diddy offered to sell the aircraft to ease their worries. Additionally, his lawyers promised to limit his communication while out on bail, restricting it to only close family members, including his children's mothers, his mother, and friends. They also assured the court that Diddy would not make contact with any women during this time. However, the prosecutors pointed out that Diddy had male victims too, and questioned why his communications should be restricted only to women. Once again, the court denied his request for bail. Now Diddy faces a long wait, as his next opportunity to leave jail will come on May 5, 2025, when a judge will decide whether he will walk free or remain behind bars for years. This isn't the first time Diddy has run into legal trouble. He was arrested in April for allegedly assaulting a record executive. However, there is still a possibility he may be granted bail later on, depending on his conduct while in jail and whether the judge is persuaded by his behavior. Diddy's lawyers request gag order. The world has been eagerly waiting for any clear proof to confirm the shocking rumors about Diddy's alleged actions. However, in the rush to find out the truth, several things have happened that could hurt the fairness of the trial, such as leaks of private information. The first major piece of evidence came when a disturbing video appeared showing Diddy attacking his ex, Cassie Ventura, in a hotel lobby. Although Diddy first denied the claims, he later apologized after CNN showed the video. Despite his lawyer's claims of his innocence, the case was settled out of court, with Diddy agreeing to pay Cassie $30 million. After the video was released, Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, was able to win a legal battle for his client in court. He asked for a gag order, demanding that all federal agents involved in the investigation stay quiet and not talk about the case with the media. This came after a video of the assault was leaked and a statement from a news outlet that showed more evidence of Diddy's alleged wrongdoing. The report quoted an officer who called the evidence sick and harmful to Diddy's reputation. Agnifilo argued that no one involved in the case should share information with the media. However, prosecutors argued that the terms of the gag order were too broad, possibly interfering with important agencies, including Homeland Security, which doesn't directly answer to the government. Unable to agree on the details of the gag order, Judge Subramanian eventually rejected the request. However, he did issue a ruling stating that no more information should be leaked to the public. He ordered that lawyers, prosecutors, and the jury should be careful with their words when discussing the case outside the courtroom. The judge explained that, although there was no clear evidence to prove that federal agents were responsible for the leaks, he wanted to make sure Diddy's trial was fair. He pointed out that public leaks could hurt the fairness of the trial, possibly lessening the importance of key evidence and putting the chances of justice for any real victims at risk. Without keeping things secret, the whole legal process could be damaged, making it harder for the truth to come out in a fair and unbiased way. Throughout the whole situation, Diddy has repeatedly said he is innocent. If he's found guilty of all the charges, he could face a long prison sentence. Now that his trial date is set and the legal process is moving forward, what kind of punishment could he receive? Could this be the moment that ends his career in freedom? Let's take a closer look at the possible sentence and what it could mean next. Diddy's sentence. Some of the accusations against Diddy are very serious, including racketeering, trafficking, kidnapping, and arson, among others. If any of these charges turn out to be true, it would suggest that Diddy lived a life full of crime, even while being a public figure. One of the accusations involves racketeering, which he may have carried out through his record label. According to a lawsuit filed by Lil Rod, Diddy invited him to his home to help work on an album, but after months of hard work on This Is Love, Diddy never paid him. To make matters worse, Diddy allegedly pressured Lil Rod into a sexual encounter, promising to make him a Grammy-winning producer if he complied. Similarly, Diddy is accused of doing the same to his former partner, Cassie. He allegedly threatened to destroy her career in the music industry if she ever left him. It appears that Diddy used his powerful position in the music world to manipulate and control those around him, making their lives difficult. But beyond these personal stories, there may be an even darker side to his business dealings, an underground world of fraud that is still hidden from the public. Racketeering is a serious crime, and the punishment can be as severe as 20 years in prison or more. Diddy is also accused of arson, including an incident where he allegedly blew up Kid Cudi's car. If true, the punishment for arson could also be up to 20 years behind bars. On top of that, he faces accusations of trafficking, including involving minors, which carries a penalty of up to 20 years in prison as well. With so many charges against him, Diddy could be facing nearly 60 years in prison or even a life sentence. Despite his career being filled with achievements and his empire of wealth and influence, these new allegations paint a very different picture of his life, one that is filled with disturbing secrets and never-ending new accusations from more victims. If Diddy is found guilty of the charges against him, he could be facing a lifetime in prison. The charges carry a minimum sentence of 15 years, with the possibility of life in prison, showing just how serious these accusations are. Federal law, especially in cases involving exploitation and misconduct, enforces severe penalties, and Diddy now faces this harsh reality. The accusations against him are not only serious, but span across multiple crimes, making his legal situation even more complicated. These claims are taken very seriously by the prosecution, who believes Diddy masterminded these actions, potentially with the help of his associates. The misconduct charges make his case even worse, suggesting that Diddy may have been involved in a criminal organization designed to carry out and cover up these illegal activities. When all the charges are put together, they paint a picture of a well-organized and complex operation, which only increases the chance that Diddy could face a lengthy prison sentence if convicted. Legal experts who have reviewed the case believe that the charges are strong enough to result in a conviction, especially since federal prosecutors have a good track record in cases like this. The prosecution is expected to present solid evidence, including testimonies from the victims, surveillance footage, and electronic records, all of which could be very hard for Diddy to dispute. Given the strength of this evidence, a conviction is a real possibility. The seriousness of the charges requires a minimum 15-year prison sentence for crimes like trafficking, though Diddy could end up serving much more time. Legal analysts suggest that while life sentences are usually reserved for the most severe crimes, the nature of the allegations, especially those of manipulation and misconduct, could make such a sentence seem appropriate. Prosecutors will likely focus on proving that Diddy's actions weren't isolated, but part of a larger, systematic scheme. If they succeed in showing this in court, Diddy could be sentenced to life in prison, reflecting the full extent of his alleged crimes. A conviction would also have major consequences for Diddy beyond just the prison sentence. It would almost certainly end his career and tarnish his public image. After building a powerful empire in the music industry, these charges could bring everything crashing down. Furthermore, this case would send a strong message to others in the entertainment world, making it clear that engaging in such behavior will lead to serious consequences, and showing that the legal system is ready to take firm action against those who exploit others. The shocking link between Diddy, Obama, and Kamala Harris. A new video, which claims to show Diddy, Barack Obama, and Kamala Harris involved in a strange and unsettling ritual, has quickly gone viral. This footage has sparked heated debates and sparked wild conspiracy theories all over the internet. With these three prominent figures at the center of the controversy, people are scrambling to figure out what's going on. In May 2024, a photograph surfaced of Diddy standing next to former President Barack Obama, which caused a stir on social media. The image gained even more attention in March 2024 when federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami as part of an ongoing investigation into alleged illegal activities, including trafficking. Some social media users quickly connected the viral photo to Diddy's legal troubles, with one post claiming, "The media doesn't want you to see this, so you know what to do." This sparked a wave of reactions across platforms like X, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, as people argued over the photo's significance. While the photo spread like wildfire, there's no concrete evidence suggesting that Obama was involved in or aware of Diddy's alleged wrongdoings. Still, the timing of the photo fueled more speculation. Some pointed out that Diddy has been photographed with other high-profile figures, including former President Donald Trump, leading to theories about a deeper connection between Diddy's legal issues and his famous associates. Although there's no definitive proof of the authenticity of the 2024 photo, it's important to note that Diddy has publicly shown support for Obama before. For instance, in 2017, Diddy posted a photo of himself with Obama, dressed similarly to the outfit seen in the viral image. The caption read, "This week was a great week. Shout out to the King, Barack Obama. #Black Excellence." This history suggests the photo could very well be real, but it doesn't automatically imply any wrongdoing on Obama's part. It seems more like another case of social media users linking high-profile figures during controversial times. In addition, another photo of Diddy with Vice President Kamala Harris has raised questions. People are now wondering if Kamala has attended Diddy's infamous parties, or if they simply know each other socially. With Diddy attracting so much attention due to his legal issues, it's natural for people to question what this friendship means. Former President Donald Trump has sparked yet another controversy after posting a digitally altered image on his TR social media account. The image falsely suggested a connection between Vice President Kamala Harris and rapper Diddy. The photo was originally taken in 2001 and showed Harris with former talk show host Montel Williams and his daughter. However, in the manipulated version, Diddy's face was swapped in for Williams, creating a misleading impression that Harris had ties to the rapper. Trump's caption only fueled the false narrative, hinting that Harris was somehow linked to troubling allegations surrounding Diddy, which include disturbing rumors about so-called freak-offs. This isn't the first time Trump has faced accusations of spreading misleading information during the 2024 election cycle. Just weeks earlier, he had posted AI-generated images suggesting that pop star Taylor Swift was endorsing him, which caused an uproar among her fans. In another instance, a fake image was shared showing Harris speaking to a crowd of communists at the Democratic National Convention, an event that never actually took place. These images were quickly debunked, but the damage had already been done, as Trump's use of misleading tactics became a recurring theme in his campaign. Although the manipulated image of Harris and Diddy was eventually deleted, it quickly backfired. Social media erupted with real photos of Trump and Diddy together, including clips from Trump's 2012 appearance on Celebrity Apprentice, where he referred to Diddy as a good friend. These images quickly went viral, and late-night comedians like Jimmy Kimmel highlighted the irony of Trump trying to tarnish Harris's image while maintaining such a close relationship with Diddy in the past. This incident has also drawn attention to the larger issue of disinformation campaigns targeting the Harris-Biden ticket. Microsoft recently reported that Russian-backed efforts are using deepfake technology to undermine Harris's candidacy, a tactic that has been echoed by some of Trump's supporters, including tech billionaire Elon Musk. Musk, who has publicly endorsed Trump, shared a manipulated video that altered Harris's voice to spread more false claims. Trump's frequent use of doctored media in his political attacks has become a familiar and controversial pattern. From false claims about Haitian immigrants to misleading photos of celebrities like Taylor Swift, his tactics have sparked intense criticism. Despite facing numerous legal challenges and indictments, Trump continues to dominate headlines, making the issue of misinformation a central concern in the 2024 election. What do you think about Diddy's reaction to receiving a life sentence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember to like and subscribe for more updates.